Welcome to the news show. And this news show I like to call, of course, is the Geek News, where part of the Rabbitizer, either on Monday or Thursday. But of course we got some news involving geek, and of course we got breaking news, but although we do have news in regard to Comic-Con, but we're going to start off with this somber and breaking news. Breaking news, everyone. And this one involves anime. And there was this anime studio at Kyoto, Japan. And of course, it's the deadly fire of the animation studio, which of course killed 33 people. But yet the police are not yet making a issue on this topic. But yet they still investigating this as a possible arson. With one of the survivors said he was screaming "Yuda" as he jumped the liquid. According to the Japanese media, they said some of the survivors got splashed with the liquid. Although Kyoto Animation, better known as Kyoani, was founded in 1981 as an animation and comic book production studio. And its hit, including Lucky Star of 2008, K-On! In 2011, and Haruai Suzumiya in 2009. But although the company does not have a major presence outside of Japan, although it was hired to do the secondary animation work on 1998 Pokemon feature that appeared in the US theaters and a Winnie the Pooh video. And anime fans expressed anger, prayed, and mourned the victims on social media. A crowdfunding site was set up to help the company rebuild. Fire officials say more than 70 people were in the building for that time. Death toll exceeded that 2016 attack by a man who was stabbed and killed 19 people in a nursing home in Tokyo. And a fire in 2001 in Tokyo's congested Kabukicho Entertainment District killed 44 people in the country's worst case with arson and murder times. And now we are, of course, everyone here at the MegaMr46 studio going to give out thoughts and prayers to the victims and the survivors, and of course the anime fans who went through this difficult time. Now, of course, this is the first news we got. I, of course, just want to say, we got the news regarding to Batman. I know DC will not show up for Comic-Con, well, with the DCU films, however, at Comic-Con, Batman has been inducted to the Hall of Fame. as said by, and this is a source from Times of San Diego. It says that Batman Rules Comic-Con 29 opened with the glitzy thunder at the museum. Bruce Wayne would have fit right in. And it's sourced by Louis Montegaro Jr. saying Comic-Con 2019 kickoff Wednesday night with a glitzy Batman theme event at the new Comic-Con museum that would have made a Cape Crusaders alter ego proud. The sold-out event was a fundraiser for the future museum, which the house in the old Hall of Champions at Balboa Park. It was also the first major event at the museum, and fans were beginning to line up to enter San Diego Convention Center to enter Comic-Con's preview night. Here's what Adam Smith, the museum's executive director, says. This is very exciting for us because it's essentially a full dress rehearsal of what we want the Comic-Con museum to be. Well, the Batcave was created at the bottom floor of the museum. There were costumes and props from various Batman movies, Batman video games, well, including Arkham, yeah, and pinball machines, giant covers of landmark Batman comics, a bat signal, and a Batmobile. Well, that does sound pretty cool, huh? Yes, I gotta admit, that does sound pretty cool. To honor the Dark Knight, fans were dressed in tuxedos and glittering dresses. Others came dressed as Batman characters, including the Penguin, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. Well, last time we had that, it just was unfortunate. But that's, sorry about the late breaking news, but that was the best moment. And now, we're gonna go to Comic-Con breaking news. Breaking news as we enter Comic-Con. The source from IndieWire that stated that Game of Thrones showrunner David Benioff and D.B. Weiss drop out of the Comic-Con panel. And it says showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will not appear at the show's Comic-Con panel this Friday as previously scheduled. The creators were set to make their first public appearance since Thrones ended its 8th-season run on HBO in May. Along with Benioff and Weiss, director Miguel Sapochnik and actors Ian Glenn, who was Jorah Mormont, and Natalie Emmanuel, who was Melisandre of Mouth, have also dropped out of Comic-Con. The official Thrones Twitter account revealed the news to cite no reasons for the exit. But, however, the cast who did appear will be making an appearance. Maisie Williams as Arya Stark, Isaac Hemphill, Bran, Jacob Anderson, Grey Worm, John Bradley, who was Samwell, Nikolai Hebdal, who was Jaime Lannister, Liam Cunningham, who was Davos, and Conleth Hill, who was Varys. But I'm gonna skip the rest, and yeah, and that was a shame to see them not appear it. Then again, it really did involve them on their backlash. But I think the source is because they're facing the fans asking them questions regarding to the Game of Thrones final season scenario. And yeah, and I was the one that witnessed the scenario. But they don't have a reason why, so I'm gonna keep my eye out on Star Wars to see if there's anything going on. And I will watch D23 next month with The Mandalorian, so I can break that down in the Wednesday Awakens. But this is your news right now. And that was the breaking news. Even so, before I'm going to end this news coverage, I'm going to give a shout out to John Paul Wright, also known as the Entertainment Hacker. And yes, he's been covering the issues regarding to the movie's ideology, but in the geek news, I do not do that. I'm just here to do it and make it look like a news and sound like I'm a news anchor in my news anchor form. So if you guys wanted to, of course, keep up with the ideology or the incompetence, of course, of creators' content, like, you know, the downfall of Jedi, the aftermath of Jedi Fallen Order, and the downfall of Season 8 of Game of Thrones, and of course, and of course, the leads, and etc. Give Entertainment Hacker a subscribe. But yet, I will say, everyone, Entertainment Hacker, or John Paul Wright, give him a subscribe. Because, you know, that's my recommendation. Alright, guys, that's going to do about it for this news coverage. I'm MegaMr46, and I will see you on the next news coverage.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.